G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present the round one review for AFL SuperCoach 2025. Round one's in the books. We're back, and let's talk about my side this for this round. So yeah, it's weird to get back into the swing of things. We're now really into the SuperCoach vibe now with the season starting. So yeah, it should be good. Should be good. 2,180, and which I personally think we've done pretty well there. 12,366. I will take that. And won 3 out of 4 leagues. It's nice to really get back into the swing of things here, and won all of my drafts, which I'm very happy about. So we'll take that. Yeah, it's interesting because I felt like a lot of carnage happened. Obviously, there were a couple of adjustments that we need to make, but there's obviously a lot of people that got stitched up by a few of these scores from premiums and all that. So, especially Lockie Neal. So, a bit stiff for anyone that has Lockie Neal. 41. He hasn't scored that bad in 11 years. So, you just can't predict this stuff with Supercoach. As we always, I always sort of think 98% of things need to go right for you to win Supercoach, and a lot of it's due to luck. So you can go as good as you can, but it does come down to luck at the end of the day. And look, you can do your research and you can finish pretty highly, but you do need a lot of luck. And I just feel for a lot of the bad scores out there, a lot of people that would have done a lot of research over the preseason, and it just stuff like that, it just kills you. So yeah, I feel good. Like I feel like I feel good with my side. A few adjustments need to be made, but I feel fine. Here's the squad in all its glory. Let's review. So Harry Shoes are 106. It's fine. It's cool. It's good. Paying 635,000 for a 106, and he is the only player above 600k in my side, and we're going to need a big shift against Melbourne this week. If not, you could have a huge break even. So obviously we hold Harry Sheezel. We know how good he is. I wouldn't have actually picked him if there were more options in defense that I liked, but that's fine. Like 106, he'll bounce back. I think Melbourne's actually a really nice matchup for Sheezel, so a cheeky captain option. Jaden Short 83. I feel like there's been a lot of overreaction with this situation here with Jaden Short. He we saw in the first half what we paid for. He passed the eye test with flying colours. Second half, Richmond just flipped the switch, and Cottrell started tagging Short a little bit, and he only had a 23-point second half. That situation made it very tough for him to score points. But I saw the role. I saw what he was trying to do. I do still really like this pick for the time being. At an 83, he's priced at 82. So he's gone above what he's priced at while being tagged in the second half. So no, I have no complaints over Jaden Short. Let's think of it this way. As good as Richmond's win was, we're going to see a lot more of Richmond's first half against Carlton than we're going to see Richmond's second half against Carlton. So just keep that in mind. Matty Roberts, 95. Started out slow, but really finished out very strong. Blakey took a lot of his points, but as a 95, you take that. Roberts looks really good. Interesting discussion here with Harry Perryman with unfortunately just a 62. I actually didn't watch the Collingwood Port game. I decided to go with the North Melbourne Dogs game. So I actually don't have a great read about this. These these games on at the same time, you just really sort of choose which one you want to pick. But yeah, as a 62, I am going to hold. I can understand people moving off, like the CBAs did drop for Perryman and like side bottoms went up. So that's a puzzling one, but that's okay. I'm going to hold one more week. I'll watch him against the Dogs on Friday night, get a really good read on it. His break even 77. That's all he needs a score to stay in price. So he's on the bubble this week. That's fine. So yeah, I will be holding Perryman. But if you need to make other moves, and you need his money to make it work, I think that's fine. Jackson Pryor I thought looked very average against Hawthorn. Lost out on a lot of one-on-ones and very slow. And yeah, 170K for this. Ugh. Yeah, doesn't feel that great. I actually wonder if he gets dropped this week. So we'll have to see with that. You never know. Yeah, we'll talk about trades later. He could be involved. We'll see. I'll talk about some different ideas. Bo Allen with a DNP. So I vice captain Tom De Conning. And that is probably my first lesson learnt for 2026. In round one, captain your best option if everyone on your field's playing. So just straight captain your best option. And I found Tom De Conning to be my preferred captain option for the week, but I still chucked the VC on him, which meant I had to bring in a non-playing player to take that loop. So we'll see if Bo Allen gets named round two this week. I mean, obviously West Coast had a disappointing result against Gold Coast, but we'll see if he gets named. He missed the game due to illness, so hopefully he gets picked. Zach Reed, 45, looked a bit shaky, but I mean, his job security is one of the best out of all the rookies, so we just hold. Luke Trainer, I thought he looked, despite the 50, I thought he actually looked really, really comfortable at the level for a debutant. So that's always a good sign. And yeah, he did the little things very well. And I was very impressed with Luke Trainer. So he will be staying in the side, of course. As we move into the midfield, we got Andy Brayshaw with a 101. And of course, he got tagged. Yeah, of course he got tagged, and of course Petrarca got tagged. So Brayshaw looked solid. I thought he was fine. They're not going to tag him every week, so I think that's pretty fine for a dark day for the Dockers. And then Christian Petrarca with a 98. I know a 98 isn't fantastic from what it looks like for 556K, but I thought he looked fantastic. I don't know about if you guys watched the Melbourne Giants game. I thought he looked really good. And I think that's the main thing with some of these premiums. As long as they're passing the eye test, I think that's the most important thing. So I have no troubles with Petrarca at all. Connor Rozee, 128. Glad I stuck with him after that little injury concern in that intra-club game last week. But he's all good. 128 in a disappointing evening for Port Adelaide. A 128's really good in that scenario. So happy to have Rosie. He's got the Tigers now, so we'll see how that goes. Clayton Oliver, 93. I think we need to temper our expectations a little bit with Oliver. Now, he looked fine. He looked fine, but I don't think we're seeing old Clayton Oliver. I doubt we're seeing old Clayton Oliver again, but I do think we have a very solid option on our hands here. And I still think he can go 105. And that is very good for 450K, I must say. Adam Cerra, 106, really good first half. Dropped off in the second as he lost a fair few CBAs to Sam Doherty. So that was a little bit disappointing, but Adam Cerra, 447K, looked brilliant. Probably would have liked a bit more against the Tigers, but some situations changed in that game. I'll put my hand up. Look, I'll put my hand up. And sometimes you've got to take a loss. Riley Sanders was a bad pick. And the one thing I will say, I did not expect him to play half forward for a lot of the game. Thought he'd get a good run at CBAs. 42% CBAs is still good. I didn't expect this Jack McRae half forward role though towards the end. And goals kept him at a respectable score, but I just don't like this pick at all. So, yeah, I'll cop the loss. Disappointing pick on my end. Hugo Garcia at a 54. I thought the time on ground was poor. It was it was poor. The role was a bit all over the shop. There would be half forward where he pushes up the ball and then CBAs. And then if it's not that, it would be the bench. So, yeah, nah. I might have to hold him for another week, but we'll see. Yeah, not ideal for 245K. Elijah Sardis, again, disappointing. Another player with low tog. He looked better when Redmond went out of the CBAs, so that's something to keep our eye on, where they stopped the experiment with him in the middle and he started to shine in the fourth quarter. So that is a good sign. So another one I might be holding. I'm giving him one more week just to see how he goes. He had such a good preseason, all this research. I don't really want to bail after 1 week unless there's better opportunities, but there's some other guys here that I need to move on ahead of him. So giving him one more chance, we'll see how he goes. Finn O'Sullivan, just too much wing. I thought he'd be playing a bit more halfback, but just didn't really seem like it. Wasn't a massive accumulator in his draft year, so I will keep the faith for now, and we'll see how he goes against Melbourne this week. Mitch Nevitt, 58% CBAs, looked more comfortable as the game went on, scoring an 82 there. So I think this is a good rookie pick, and I don't think Chris Scott will be a bust to us with this pick. Lucas Camporelli scoring a 56. He was around the ball a fair bit, so I think that was a good sign. I just thought he looked a bit shaky when he got the ball, and that's to be expected of a debutant. So 56 is good. I saw enough around him around the ball where I want to keep persisting. So he is a hold for me. Now, as we move into the ruck, forward, and flex line, Tom DeConning, as I mentioned, 148. I really like his early runs. So I know sometimes when you go value, you might get the question, who is your captain? Because that's really the main question when you go more value. Tom DeConning has got Lloyd Meek, who can give up a fair bit. He had Nank last week, who gave up a fair bit last year. He's got Tim English next week. He has got he's got Darcy Cameron. I think Darcy Cameron's actually a bit restrictive. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. I might be getting him confused with someone. And then Matty Flynn for gather round. So 4 out of the 3 or 4 games where we could just use him in our captaincy loophole. So I'm very happy with this pick. As I mentioned in preseason, he's been mainly my first pick player. If you got that number 1 ruck roll, I was all over him like a cheap suit. So, 148, fantastic. Matty Flynn, some very interesting takes, and I'm sort of on the fence with it with both ways. Look, I don't have any regrets with Flynn at R2 at all. This is the combination I wanted to run all preseason. You do your research, and this is what I wanted to do. So if it fails, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to fail, but we'll see. And if it works, I think it's a tremendous result. So sometimes these are the risks you've got to take, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it if he gets dropped. I doubt he will get dropped, but I know he only got 13 hitouts against Wits, scoring an 87 with 13 hitouts. That's pretty good, if you ask me. Archer Reid went into the ruck a bit in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and then Flynn was more forward, and then they swapped it back when they realized, oh, wait, hang on. Probably Flynn gives us a better shot in the ruck over a skinny 19-year-old. So I think this will be fine. Like 87. I thought he looked solid around the ground. I know Eagles fans weren't happy with him, so that is a concern. But at the same time, it doesn't matter what the supporters think. It's what matters is what the coach thinks. And if he's won the number 1 ruck role, then we just roll with it and see how he goes. So 87 will do. If he gets dropped, we got 3 weeks of best 18 to sort that situation out and just field Harry Boyd. And speaking of Harry Boyd, 63. Ooh, if anyone watches Ben 10, they'll know an alien called Humungosaur. And Harry Boyd runs like Humungosaur, just so you can. Oh, you don't want to be too harsh, but you can kind of understand why it took him a while to get a gig. He's one of the smaller rucks in the game, and you get the idea, but he's getting the opportunity, and that's what matters. 63, he did some good things around the ground, which was good. I think the pace is a problem, but that's okay. Number 1 ruck roll at 99K, you just take it. Didn't Marshall look a bit underdone? Saw ice on the knee after the game, so I just wonder if they sort of rushed him and just played him forward just because we got Rowan Marshall. I don't know, but we take that. As we move into the forward line, Horn Francis, tough to say because I'll keep saying it. I didn't watch Collingwood Port, but an 83. I heard he got tagged by Perryman, so my own player doing another one of my players dirty, scoring an 83, but he's got Richmond this week. We'll see how he goes. Rankin, now I've wanted Rankin in for the majority of preseason, but structure didn't allow it. I had a spare bit amount of coin. I was going, oh, do I go Tom Stewart and go 5 in defence? Oh, do I go a Will Day, a Callahan? No, my favourite of those four is Rankin. So I just went with Rankin, 521. I really like the words out of Matty Nix's mouth throughout preseason about we want him to be around the ball a lot more. He can get stuff done. So that was enough for me. And I just really wanted Rankin. So 128, very good result. Top six forward, you know that. He's that type of guy. Hopefully he stays injury free, fingers crossed, but he's a guy that can really damage the start the year until he gets hurt. But hopefully he can just have a full run at it. And yeah, if he gets injured, you bank the points and you move on elsewhere. There's plenty. It seems like there's going to be plenty of forward options this season. So this forward line smashes last year's forward line options. As we move into another great option in Jack McRae, 127, got that full CBA role. We know Kane Corns wasn't particularly pleased with how McRae played, but that doesn't matter. They recruited him to be a midfielder, and it'll stay that way. So a left-footed midfielder is what the Saints needed. Obviously, they got pumped, but adds a different dimension. So I'm happy to have McRae. And as well as the Bazman 147. I know a fair few people faded, and there was some good reasons. So I'm not gonna go on a victory lap or anything. I think there was some fair and reasonable reasons to go against it. You know, you can always get him back if you need to, and I think a lot of the competition are going to get him back in now. With the 147, he was on the wing a lot, but he was just around the ball in play so much where we just know that that's what BAZZZLENKAAA can do, and he rewarded he rewarded the faith for a lot of people that were a bit unsure. Even me, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I just went, it's Bailey Smith. I'll correct it if I have to. Caleb Daniel 81, that's fine. 269k, that's easy. Sam Davidson, 39. Yeah, just a disappointing game out of him. Moved around a lot, just didn't get too much of the pill. Power Pepper, 18. Very late in the team. For me, I kind of got sold with the Power Pepper pick. I had the concerns about the role and the ACL recovery, but yeah, just I guess it's a very bad day for Port, so there wasn't going to be much scoring in that forward line anyway. Again, I'm going to keep him. I'm probably going to keep him because they've got Richmond this week, so I'm just going to hold. But 180k scoring an 18, yuck. Connor Stone, he looks good. He looks fine. Little shaky, but that's okay. 42. All we want him to do is just to stay in the team. And then Nathan O'Driscoll, 91. Yeah, this was probably my favorite rookie of SuperCoach. Obviously I listen to Damo a fair bit from the footy mailbag, and he's just been hot on him from the get-go, and I do trust his word when it comes to Dockers players. So I was just like, I mean, you had me sold in December. I'm going to keep you till March. So yeah, 91, very good, as my very first ever flex player does the job. So good on you, Nod. You'll forever be in my head as the very first flex player for the Smudwars Soldiers. So I guess, how do we structure reviews? I've sort of forgotten. I think we talk about trades, don't we? And vice captain and captain options, all that sort of thing. So trades. So in my mind, there is one player I need, and he's a must-have. I build my trade around getting this man, and it is Levi Ashcroft, of course. I took him out when I heard the sub news, and I was like, well, I'll keep him out because it was actually no longer the sub. Charlie Cameron was a laydown. I just went, okay, let's just see how he goes for the time being, and then we'll reassess. And then he looks fantastic and scores an 84. So yeah, we got to get him back in. So what does this mean? Riley Sanders can thank you for your services, but it is time for you to go, mate. I just can't hold this. I just can't hold that a 340k half forward. So Levi Ashcroft comes into the frame there. So that's probably my guaranteed trade. Or if it's not Sanders, it is Hugo Garcia. So in terms of what the other move could be, I think it is if Bo Allen is announced making his debut, then I think I'll hold fire off any defender additions. And that would mean I would probably trade Hugo Garcia to Xavier Lindsay. And a rookie that, if anyone watched Swizz's series on SuperCoach Insider, Boom or Bust, my recording, I did say my boom would be Xavier Lindsay, and this was this was recorded in mid January. So I knew the potential was there for him to be a pick. It's just we just didn't see enough in preseason and monitored program. I knew he had the talent to be a rookie for us. Just didn't persist with it. So it would be Garcia to Lindsay. And then my other option is if um if Bo Allen doesn't make his debut, because one defender rookie I'm eyeing up is Riley Bice from Sydney. I'm not going to bring him in this week because Sydney actually do play the last game of the round. And if he's named sub again, there's nothing much I can do here. Everything will be locked out before we hear the news. So I'm just going to take the chance just in case he's going to be sub again to not get him in this week. And I'll be eyeing him up for next week's trade in. So if Bo Allen isn't, if Bo Allen, oh, I've gotten myself confused. Anyway, Jackson Pryor to Sam DeConning, which would give me about 48k left. So that's another option I could do. I think there's enough. There's obviously value in the pick, of course, like 80% ruck time. I know the situation will change each week, but he will make money. I don't think he has a massive ceiling, but I do think in that role, he could have a high floor. So like a score under 70, I'd be find it tough to see with DeConning. So yeah, so I'm trying to rethink what my thought process was. If Bo Allen got named, then I would probably trade prior to DeConning. If Bo Allen doesn't get named, I'll probably just uh, sorry, I got it confused. Anyway, I could bring in Sam DeConning. I do like him as a pick. I'm eyeing up Riley Bice for next week. In terms of other guys I'm eyeing up, Xavier Lindsay, of course. Getting Levi Ashcroft. I think Corey Warner I'd love to bring in this week, but I think there's just too many other rookie options we've got to prioritize. But I think he's a good rookie, 148k. If you want to go a pod rookie, I'd go Corey Warner. Yeah, so I do like Sam DeConning as a pick. Max Hall's another guy I'm keeping my eye on. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to use a boost this week. I think I'm definitely using a boost next week, because we got to nail these correction trades. I'd rather over trade for corrections than under trade. I feel like I'm in the position where this week I don't think I need to use a boost. I think I can bring in Ashcroft and then one of Lindsay or Sam DeConning. I think that's the plan. And yeah, and just see what we need to do next week. We might need to bring in a Finn Callahan. Yeah, Finn Callahan's on the radar. Obviously Max Hall, Riley Bice, some of these other rookies. Obviously Sardis Garcia would be on the chopping block there, and as well as Powell Pepper. In terms of how I am going to, so let's just do this. What do I think there's more of a chance? I think there's more of a chance of this happening. So this is just to correct. It's not great having four defender rookies, and this would just be a correction, especially if Pryor got dropped. I'd do this if Pryor gets dropped, and just do that where we can correct that and just focus on the three defender rookies right here. So, now let's just set up the team here. Computer playing silly buggers with me. Let's think about this. So, vice captain and captain, I think it might be DeConning into Sheasel. I do know that Melbourne can leak a lot of points in the midfield. So let's just keep a massive eye on that. So probably DeConning into Sheasel. Even DeConning into Connor Rosie, I really like too, or Rosie into Sheasel. Just to decide which two of these three are the two best options. So I need to figure that one out. But yeah, I think there's some solid captain options for me this week. Even Horn Francis as a differential is interesting. So as we correct this, if Bo Allen doesn't get named, you chuck the E on Zach Reid and just loop Bo Allen. Connor Stone becomes a loop as well because of the bye. You just chuck the emergency on Sam Davidson, see how he goes. Mitch Nevitt is definitely coming on field for Sardis. Now, Hugo Garcia, I actually want to loop, but I don't think there's a way I can actually. So, actually, I wonder. No, no, I'll give Garcia another go. Why not? So, roughly what we're looking at is this right here. So, yeah, as I said, I feel like my team's in a fairly good position at this stage. I feel good. I feel good. I feel like I'm in a lot better position than I was this time last season. So I'm feeling content about the side. I think I just got to improve my trading strategy this year. Last year I went away. I went away from a few things that I would usually do, which is, yeah, obviously frustrating. You've got to stick to the process. So in my mind, my priority is nailing these rookies, correcting to the best rookies early days, and getting these rookies off field as quickly as possible. And then worrying about the shorts, the Roberts, the Cheras of the world. You get what I mean, unless they get injured. So that's how I rate it, guys. Let's see how we went in leagues. So the SDS Super League. Let's have a look at that. So I scored 2,180. So minimum chips is our best rank at 1,898. Congratulations, Paul. Thank you for everyone taking part in the SDS Super League, as well as SDS Super League 2 that I announced as well. So it's good to have two leagues running because I felt a bit sorry for anyone that was missing out. And I really do appreciate all the support and all the like, subscribe, comments. I do appreciate because I think it's really the reason why I stay in the content creation space is you guys. And yeah, this is why I do it. I think it's great just engaging with people, and I really do enjoy it. So I think that'll do it for me. Yeah, I need to get this uploaded. So thank you guys so much for watching. There'll be Throwdown Thursdays on Thursday with Damo in the morning. There'll be Jump On, Jump Off on Thursday as well. We actually recorded Jump On, Jump Off last week, but my footage got corrupted. So that was very unfortunate. Brad took a fair bit out of his time to do that recording. So sorry to say about that. And shout out to Brad. He is inside the top 5K. So he deserves a very good start. So very happy for him. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys are all doing well. Leave any comments down below. You can vent all you like in the comments. I'm here to support you. So we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.